نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفر ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Alhamdulillah, we're here today on another lesson in Tajweed. We're doing the text Jamzuri or Tuhfat al-Atfal from Sheikh Sulaiman al-Jamzuri. Today we're in a continuation of the lesson where we ended off with Sif dha thana kam jada shakhsun qad sama dum tayyiban zid fi tuqa da' zaliman. And this is, who can tell me what the rule is for this? What rule is this? This is the rule of Noon as-Sakina with Tanween, and it's the fourth rule. Let's do a quick review. Okay, the first rule is Noon as-Sakina with Tanween. Noon and Tanween, right? Hello? Wake up? Yes. Somebody? Okay, so we have Noon as-Sakina Tanween. What's the first rule for it? It's Idhar, right? Yes. Idhar is the first rule. What are the letters of Idhar? Hamza, Faha. Don't look at your notes. You don't have to look at your notes for this because you're supposed to be memorizing this. Everybody's supposed to be memorizing. It's Hamza, Faha'un, Thumma, Aynun, Ha'un. Muhmalatani means it doesn't have anything over it. Then we say Ghaynun, Kha'un. So that's 6 letters. 6 letters of the what? Throat letters. 6 letters of the throat. Okay? So then the next one, what's the next rule? After Idhar, what do you have? You have Idgham. Idgham, what are the letters of Idgham? Yarmaluna. Right? Yarmaluna or Yarmuluna. Okay? Both of those are correct. Yarmaluna or Yarmaluna. And typically, Yarmaluna means to move quickly. Okay? It's to move quickly, to rush around. There are 6 letters here. There's 6 letters also. And we know Idgham is broken down into 2 types. Right? 1, 2. One with Gunna and one without Gunna. The board is wet. Idgham with Gunna and Idgham without Gunna. Right? The Idgham with Gunna is, what are the letters? This shows nobody's studying. The letters are Yanmu. And what's the Idgham with Gunna? Lir. And together they make Yarmaluna or Yarmaluna. The next rule after this one is what? Iqlab. 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 And this is the only letter that has is Ba. Okay? And the Ba. Miman bi gunnatin ma'al ikhfa'i. And so that comes to our last rule, because there's only 4 rules in Noon as-Sakina wa Tanween, and the last rule we have is Ikhfa. And Ikhfa means a sitr. It is to make a cover, to conceal something. Like you have a sutra before you pray, or a sitara you have over your window so people won't look into it. But it is, as a practical way, it is to pronounce the Noon, or with the letter coming in, it fades in. Between Idhar, right? Between Idhar and that Idgham. Between those two. So it's a fade in. We learned the letters of Ikhfa just now. We learned them. What was the line of poetry? The line of poem, it says, وَالرَّابِئُ الْإِخْفَاءُ عِنْدَ الْفَاضِلِ مِنَ الْحُرُوفِ وَاجِبٌ لِلْفَاضِلِ فِي 5 مِنْ بَعْدِ 10 رَمْزُهَا في كلم هذا البيت قد ضمنتها صف ذا ثنا كم جاد شخص قد سما ضم طيبا زد في تقى ضع ظالما. It said, وَالرَّابِعُ الْإِخْفَاءُ عِنْدَ الْفَاضِلِ. And the 4th rule, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. 3. And the 4th rule is Ikhfa. And it is in the Fadi, the remaining letters. The remaining letters. So we have 6 here, we have 6 here, we have 1 here. 6 and 6 is kam? 12, right? If add 1 is 13, right? Then that's 13, and the rest of this is Fadli. The في 5 من بعد 10 رمزها في كلمة هذا البيت قد ضمنتها. So it's 15 letters, right? 15 letters. Yes. Right? So 15 plus 12 is plus 13 is kam? How much? 27. What?
15 plus 13?
Yeah. Put a sutra for the lady if the lady's going. I said 13. 13. Or if I said 12, I'm wrong, but it's 13 plus 15. Do the math, guys, come on. 13 letters, right? 15, 5 and 3 is what? 8. Okay, so my 28 letters, right? So we should know, since we know the six letters of the throat, and we know the 6 letters of idgham, and we know the 1 letter of iqlab, we should be able to name the other 15 letters, right? And so we can, if we think about it. It's, you say all the letters that are not yarmaluna, all the letters are not hamza fahar, the throat letters, and all the letters are not bad. But it's in this word. We had it like this. Sif, the, thana. Thana, spell it right. No, thana. Kam jada, shakhsun, qad sama. Thank you very much. One person, I'm sorry. Dum tayyiban. Tayyiban. No. Zid fi tuqa. Or tuqan. In another narration, my sheikh told me. Da' dhaliman. Da' dhaliman. Okay? So now what we do with these letters here, with these words, is that we just highlight the letter that we are focusing on. Sad, with dhal, with tha, with kaf, jaim, sheen, dha, ta, fa, zay, ta, and dal. These are the, with seen, with qaf. Okay, these are the letters of ikhfa. And now we said, we did this last week. This is just a review. So now we're going to give an example of each one. Okay? We give an example of each one. We have sad. Let me write these letters down over here so we don't forget them. We put sad, say sad, dhal, tha, kaf, jim, sheen, qaf, seen, dal, ta, zay, fa, ta, dad, and dha. 15 letters. Now let's go through it and get an example of each one. Focus on that. And these examples, like I said, these examples and everything that I'm giving here are not for anybody just to sit here and say, okay, that was cool, I got that, and you move on. You can follow the lessons like that. Wallahi, it's nothing difficult here. We and the sheikh, the imam, we were just talking about it. All the lessons we took overseas and the different schools we went to and stuff like that, and the different shuyukh we sat with, none of the stuff was difficult. None of it. It's just detailed. It's very meticulous. You just have to put the time in and pay attention. But if you don't memorize it, it'll go away. It's not going to stay because it is so detailed that you can get it confused. Okay? So if you memorize, it's easier for it to stay with you. And if you teach it, it's definitely going to stay with you. Okay? Because through teaching, you learn more. You learn how to articulate it. You learn what doesn't work, what's confusing. And so let's go through this. And I was going through my book. All through this course, I've been using my own notes from this when I studied this text. And I had translated it into English. But I found this other book, and I found that some of its examples are easier because they have a lot of them from Juz Amma. Mine are from different places in the Mus'haf. And it's easier for people to stick to that. So I'm going to use a combination of both because I like some of the things that I did, and I like some of the things that they wrote in here. So I'm going to try to make it easy for everybody. The first letter we're going to deal with is Sad. If I say the letter, you say the letter. We started doing that a long time ago. We stopped doing it. I know a few people aren't here today, but you got to make up for their absence. And we got some other people here, so you bring in more noise, inshallah ta'ala, okay? And there's a barakah in that because other people watch these. More people watch these than come to the class. And they're relying on the people that's at the class to get it better than they get it at home. That's usually the thought. So you do your part and everybody motivates. You never know how what you've done has motivated the next person to take another step. So going along, we go Sad. Sad. Okay, it says here, now we're doing al-ikhfa. And the practical application of ikhfa is what I call the fade in. You fade it in. Okay? It's not like idhar. Idhar is clear and independent noon sound. Right? Because we're dealing with noon second and tanween. So this letter is going to come in 3 different ways. It's going to come with a noon in the middle of one word. It's going to come with a noon at the end of a word with tanween. Right? And it's going to come by itself at the noon at the end of the word with the sukoon. And we're going to have each one of those. And it's not going to be the independent, like we said, man amana. Hesitation kills. Man amana. Yan'auna. See, that's clear. ينعون جرف هار